Ciao, hey gorgeous. Hello from Tuscany. It is espresso time here at 6 o'clock in the evening, but good morning to some of the rest of you and good afternoon to some of the others of you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in to day 3 of Own Your Throne. How exciting has this series been? Owning our past, owning our present, and today we get to get great at owning our epic future. I'm really looking forward to doing this with you and being here with you. Come on in, warm up the chat. Let me know where you are zooming in from, because we have a very, very powerful hour together where we're going to be diving into the vortex, where we're going to be getting the breakthroughs, where we're going to be up leveling the vibration, where we're not going to let our past keep us hooked or stuck or in any kind of frustration. So knowing how to use the present moment to make sure that we are designing the epic future of our dreams. That is what this next hour is all for. So I want you to shut down any distractions, get yourself comfortable, and just know what an incredible decision you have made to be here, right now. There's so many people spinning their wheels, getting stuck in depression, anxiety, chasing after the wrong things, the wrong ideas, the wrong mentality. And here, you get to be in truth. You get to be in alignment. You get to be connected with God. You get to open up to receiving divine wisdom, divine support, divine protection, divine provision, divine clarity. It's all here in the present moment. So again, warmly welcoming each and every one of you. I'm going to dive right in today so that we can make the best use of our time and really get what you came for. I'll just say it that way. So let's kick it off with a prayer, shall we? And then we will jump right in. Dear God, thank you. Thank you for your bigness, for your abundance that is always flowing to us and through us. Thank you for creating our lives individually, and thank you for creating our lives collectively, that we are gathered here in search of what you have really created us for, how we can best serve and show up and shine our light. And maybe most importantly, how we can more deeply, authentically, and purely enhance our relationship with you. It's the relationship with you that is where all the dazzle is. It's the relationship with you that has infinite wisdom. It's the relationship with you where all of the support and the breakthroughs come. And we know right now that there are so many thousands of women hurting, getting stuck in the past, getting stuck in the fear of the future, getting stuck in not knowing what to do with their present moment. So we thank you for the souls that are listening right now, that even for those that don't know how to feel better, don't know what else to do, don't know where else to turn, we know that you will provide all of those answers and then some during our time together today. And we pray this believing, amen. All right, my beauties. So if you haven't already listened to day 1 and day 2 of Own Your Past and Own Your Present, make sure that you get those replays. They are pure gold. For anyone who was here for those, you want to type in the chat a little something or a little sneak peek of what people can look forward to. I know replays can kind of stack up in my inbox too. I am telling you, you need to watch these. They are just, the Holy Spirit is alive and well, and you are going to get exactly what you need to be moving into this next level of greatness that not only that you know is meant for you, but like you just can't take it any longer of it not being here. So there's a foundation that we've been setting up, and don't worry, you can still be here today. You're going to get plenty of awesomeness from today. And I want to make sure that you have the step-by-step foundation for you as well. the foundation of owning your past and owning your present leads you to this current moment where you're starting or continuing to put the positive, the powerful, the truthful energies into motion so that you are literally designing an epic future. Because I don't know about you, you probably, like me, cannot stomach the thought of any more of the same. Any more of the same level, any more of same old, any more of status quo, any more of going through the motions, any more of the stuck places that you just keep trying to push forward and just aren't working. Anyone else there, or am I the only one? Let me know that this message is not just for me. I mean, it's fine if it is, because we teach what we want to learn, but I'm gonna guess that it's not just me who is just like past not willing, like legit can't. Like, you know, I think that for those of us recovering good girls out there, it's like we've been so willing to be patient and hope and pray for the best and kind of not actually be spiritual about it and just turn our power over in the name of spirituality, saying, well, if God wanted it to happen, I guess it would have happened. And I guess this, you know, guy in the sky just doesn't want it to happen. And then we don't get the breakthroughs and we don't get the abundance and we don't see our lives changing. And we start to feel really unworthy and really insecure or really angry or really depressed or really feeling like there's something wrong with you. Anyone? Bueller? Okay. That is a downward spiral of untruth. For you to create the epic life, you have got to get so in this moment of becoming unavailable. You can't even, you don't have the time and cannot afford to be Little Miss Good Girl any longer. Agreed? Like, Little Miss Good Girl has got to die. When they say patience is a virtue, it doesn't mean hope addiction, waiting around hoping that your life is going to change. Okay, the patience is one thing, but you being available and just hoping that life is going to get better has got to end right here, right now. You cannot let yourself keep doing the same things and hoping for a different result. You cannot be in the same relationship that's sucking the life out of you. You cannot keep doing the same things in your business that's just draining you to no end. There has got to be a shakeup. You have got to reach into the truth of the unseen and the unknown and pull to you your greatness, your abundance, your bigness. And I know that for so many, you are holding on by a thread right now. You are like, if I don't reach for that thought, that somehow, some way, there's got to be something bigger, there's got to be something better, there's got to be something more abundant for me, I just might not be able to keep on going on. And that is the state that we have gotten to because we've let it get so bottom of the barrel, haven't we? I mean, and it's, I don't want to say it, it's deceiving, because globally, if you're here on this Zoom right now, your life is pretty great. Comparatively and globally, your life is pretty great. And yet, I can feel the level of sinking emotionally that's going on and the amount of like puffing up and revving up on a regular basis that has to happen. And the reason why this is happening is because it's a false faith. It's not faith with a capital F. It's faith with the small f. Like, well, if I just keep trying and if I just keep showing up, then somehow, like, miraculously, my life is going to change. Your life will change and transform when you're following spiritual scripture. And spiritual scripture is not about hope addiction. Spiritual scripture is about the renewing of your mind is what causes the transformation. And the renewing of your mind means that you have got to elevate yourself and get yourself into a place of only being available and only seeing, hearing, and believing what actually is true. And what is true is your bigness, and it's your bigness coming from the divine, not from how much you can push and how much you can tinker with a funnel and how much you can make your life happen. That's not called a breakthrough. That's just a lot of hard work for incremental results. But that's not what you came here for. You came here for the truth of the miraculous. You came here for divine intervention. You came here to experience the most expanded version of yourself that is filled with contribution and joy and light and love, and having every area of your life working at the highest level. It doesn't mean that it's perfect. But what it does mean is you have stopped settling for good enough. You've stopped making it okay on the frustrating parts of your life. You've stopped being available for the barely enoughness in your life. And to create that epic future, you internally must become different. This is where it begins. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm not even telling you to know how to do anything. I'm saying you must be a different woman. You must make a different decision for you internally. You must connect with infinite intelligence at a higher level than you ever have before if you are to see legitimate, sustainable breakthroughs that come to you. And I'm telling you, all this and more is available for each and every one of us. And the only thing blocking our bigness, the only thing blocking our abundance, the only thing blocking financial relaxation, the only thing blocking love in our life, the only thing blocking like having a body that you're just in love with and is like feeling fit and strong, is the belief that on some level it's okay with you to not have any of those things at a certain level. You make a different decision from within and connect with spirit at an entirely different level than you ever have. You must ask for so much more of yourself and the universe. You must expect on such a higher level, and your expectation must be matched with an emotional vibration to be the vibrational match of that which you desire. There is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing unworthy. There is nothing not capable within you, for you, and for what your purpose is. And it's time for us to start applying the spiritual principle and the spiritual truths that will take down all of the barriers that we have blocking us from the bigger, greater successes. That's how this works. And so for you to remember what truth is, for you to remember who God is in your life and in everyone's life. And yet there is free will. So until you use your free will to say, you know what? I'm not available to struggle. I'm not available to scrimp by. I'm not available to hope any longer. I am completely done with that. God, you and I, we are creating the epic future. You and I together, through our consciousness, through a higher level of consciousness, through a passionate desire, from a place of complete non-negotiables. God, use me. Use me at the level that you have designed me for, and I know I will not be disappointed. Our disappointment comes from what we are creating in our lives of what we no longer want. And yet we keep creating it and we keep creating it. That comes from us. And that's where our disappointment is coming from. It's not from anyone else. It's not from anything else. Everything going on outside of us is only a reflection of our consciousness. You get that everything, every frustration, everything that you don't like, everything that you're annoyed by, everything that you're rolling your eyes at, everything that you just can't take any longer is a reflection of the within. And so I'm not inviting you to wait any longer for your breakthrough. I'm inviting you to create that which you desire. And it doesn't start from doing anything. That's if you haven't changed your consciousness, if you haven't raised your vibration, if you don't have in your heart, and this is work, by the way, getting yourself from a place of feeling defeated or lack or not good enough or not worthy, doing the emotional work of getting to a place of certainty and confidence and high vibration and a level of belief, knowing that it is already done, that is the work. I don't want you to answer an email. I don't want you to send out a newsletter. I don't want you to make one post. I don't want you to think that the funnel is where the focus is meant to be. Every time you place your attention on something outside of you and let it dictate how you feel about yourself. So, the guy doesn't text you back, you feel like crap, you feel unworthy. The launch doesn't work out the way you wanted to, you feel like crap, you feel unworthy. The post you make, you don't get the amount of likes, you feel like crap, it makes you feel unworthy. All this is being a woman who's unconsciously making everything and everyone else source. He is not the source of your worthiness, that guy that didn't text back, whoever is not responding to your likes and posts on social media, whatever went on with your life, like none of that is source. You and God are. You and God are. So the thing that has frustrated so many women is that we're spending all this time on the business building. We're spending all our money on the business building, or changing the body shape, or the health dynamic, or calling in love. And it's so focused on the external. The invitation is to go within. The kingdom of heaven is within the kingdom of heaven. This is where you must go and dwell from. This is the well that you want to bring the waters forth from. This is where your consciousness changes. It's in your belief in the divine and the authority within you to decree and declare and have your words have such a vibrational conviction to them that you are bringing the unseen into the seen, that you are bringing the unknown into the known, and that you are bringing what is invisible into the visible realms. And I got to tell you, this is not above any one of us. What is below any one of us is acting like the slave girls in our life, where we're, slaving away at the computer and slaving away at work and slaving away on the dating apps, and like all of that slave girl energy of that unworthiness, or I'm just, working to survive, must end today. And it doesn't end with action, it ends in consciousness. It is in consciousness that you create your epic future. And I got to tell you also, it's not just a journal entry. I mean, that feels nice to write it down. It's not just a high five. It feels good in the moment. There is such a sacred reckoning for ourselves, with ourselves and our Creator as women, to really awaken to who are we being. And that starts from the minute you wake up, right? If the minute you wake up, you're thinking about coffee and emails, and let me check my Instagram from last night to see how many more people watched my stories, and wondering where your clients are coming from, or where the, is there any guy out there that's ever going to marry you, and all. Like, when you wake up with that, Groundhog Day. Boring. life sucking. Did I mention zero change? Then there's the, well, I'm not going to be a victim to my life. I'm going to pendulum swing and I'm going to go hustle and massive action. I'm going to force these people to sign up with me and I'm going to make the money happen. I'm going to work my ass off and I'm going to ruin my health and my relationships in the process. And then I'm going to have falsely believe that I have a sense of self-worth and significance in the world because I work all the damn time. And even when I'm with people I love, I'm still on the phone and my mind is still elsewhere, and call that a successful life. Said no queen ever. The way you create your epic future and own your throne from a place of queenhood is you wake up and have your first thoughts be of connecting with God. Have your first thoughts be in communion with the infinite. Have your first way of being, your first devotion of that beautiful, fresh gift of a day that not everybody got today, but you did and I did. Having those first moments of that day, be tuning into infinite possibility. To be using your words within to yourself and to your God, to be decreeing and declaring, not from a beggar's perspective, but from a queenly perspective, the truth that you are decreeing and declaring over your life. That the financial freedom and abundance is there for you, that the work that you desire to do with clients that you love is there for you, that the soulmate and the kind of relationship, juicy relationship you want to be with is there for you, that the people you surround yourself with just fuel you and they don't drain you, that the way you're contributing in the world just has you be so elated and you happen to just love your lifestyle on top of it. If all of these areas are not at a level 10 for us, there's an opportunity for us to step into that. And it's not about a princess perfection life. It's about what's actually available when you connect with God. And when you start your day from this place, and then you can use whatever medium works for you. If the medium is your prayer time, and that's your prayer time with God. If your medium is journaling or meditation or walking or being in nature, but you have started your day as a queen, already connecting with actual source, not false source, not making others source that are gonna for sure make you feel like you're not worthy. You're not good enough. You don't have what it takes. Actual source, your heart opens up, like everything in your life is blooming. Your body is feeling like tingly with the anticipation of all of the goodness and all of the greatness that's coming to you. And then because you literally have just created your body and your life to be a magnet, from this state in place, you draw everything, every big opportunity beyond PS, your wildest imagination. Because higher consciousness is not big thinking. Write that down and let's be clear. Anyone can go and like think big. That's not even interesting anymore. What is available is the realm of the miraculous. And the miraculous is beyond your mind. If you can think up your biggest dream and that's what you're going for, you've missed the level of abundance that's actually available to you. That's great to have an idea of the direction of moving in the direction of our desires. It's a beautiful place to organize our life around. I just don't want anyone getting stopped or upper limited there. Because when I go after my desires, with the greatest level of gratitude, certainty, availability for receiving that I know to have. God doesn't meet me here. God meets me way beyond what this computer screen can even show. God is having opportunities like almost on a daily basis at this point, showing up that there's no possible way I could have even dreamed them up because I didn't even know that these specific possibilities existed. I can do the same things you all can in terms of, I can set a financial goal. We all know that kind of a realm. I can set goals for, let's say, how many people I want to get in my Q club and my membership. Like I can do that. You can do that. Like that. Those are great because those are also true heart desires. But it's not saying, God, show me what you got. It's not living at a level of vibration that says, your ways are higher than my ways and your thoughts are higher than my thoughts. I mean, if I'm the biggest thinker in the room between me and God, I am serving the wrong God, right? Like, I don't want to be the biggest thinker in the room. I want to be dazzled by the divine. And when you change your consciousness and stop spending time on all the natter and matter, tinkering around with funnels is not a consciousness changer, people. And there's nothing wrong with funnels. I do want to say that. It's not about that. What's wrong with them is making them source, making them God, making them the solution. That's all I'm saying, them or anything else. When you are so open and so available for the divine, expect to be dazzled. I had the blessing of going to lunch today in Forte de Marmi, which, if people don't know, it's the Tuscany by the sea. And I'm with, in my friend's beautiful home, and she's like, lent me her office here. And, we're having a lovely time with her and her husband. And we go to this beautiful Italian lunch with just epic food. And it's like literally on the sea, and the waves are crashing and the sand, and it was all. And I saw this man on the window right outside of where we were sitting inside. And he was selling scarves or something. And oh, my heart just broke. Because I thought, Gina, DeVee, you have feelings of depression from time to time, right? When I'm not practicing what I'm talking about here, and I lose sight of the infinite and I get into lack, like I feel depressed. With all of who I am, with all of what I know, and with all of the opportunity that I have, but the walls can come crashing down for me if I'm not doing my work. And I looked at this man and I couldn't even imagine my life being waking up and gathering a batch of scarves and going and watching a bunch of wealthy people have lunch in a nice restaurant and basically having to stand and beg outside for, will you please buy a scarf? And the opportunity that we have with what we know, we must, for our sakes and everyone else's sakes, and everyone in your family and everyone that's watching you, you must show up bigger for your life and for the service that you're meant to be in. And I'll tell you what he taught me. He was standing there. He didn't have a pathetic look on his face. He had a smile. And he he didn't just come by like a victim and was showing the scarves. And he stayed there. And there were some people in the restaurant that were even he's just staying there. And I was like, dude, I know sales. That is not easy to stand there and keep smiling when it doesn't look like there's a sale in sight. And for anyone that's done a sales call or a discovery call or tried to sell something online, like, it is not for the faint of heart. And I don't even know where I'm going with this story, but I felt like it was important to mention. Anyways, I obviously went and bought one, because, you know, sometimes it just takes one sale, one new client, one anything that you feel that like has the divine moving on your behalf. And I thought it was kind of cool. I pulled like a 20 out of my wallet because I figured the thing was like $5 or $10 or euros, and wanted to bless him with my 20. And he said, I said, how much are the scarves? He said 50. I was like, you go, man. You got that. Good thing I stopped by the ATM recently. And I was like, he was doing it. Like, he was showing up, and it, like, of all the stories that we have of like, I can't charge that much. Like, this guy has no business charging 50, and he did, and he got it, and he should, and like, the point is, it's time for us to all show up and ask for more. It's such a hurting world out there, and the opportunity that we have, we are not looking at a bunch of scarves on any given day and going and walking a beach and standing outside of a restaurant hoping that someone buys one. And how many of us just like take for granted the opportunity that we actually have access to the global marketplace? And how many times has he gotten up and grabbed his scarves and maybe not even sold one in a day? So I want you to get into the bigness, the grandness of what you have been given, of what God has designed you for. And I know that not a lot of people maybe encouraged you at the level that you deserve to be encouraged. Or maybe not a lot of people told you about the greatness that lives inside of you. And maybe not a lot of people told you about how much it actually is going to work out. So let me be that person today. You are meant for greatness. God and God's love and God's provision and God's protection and God's purpose for you is so expansive and so infinite. And the only way that you are going to actually go from knowing that, just from hearing it today, and experiencing it in your life, is through this change in consciousness, is by doing the inner work. We've got to go deeper into the feminine arts, ladies. And this is a process, and this is a journey. It's not a switch of a flip, or a flip of a switch. It's not a magic trick. This is you developing yourself to be a devoted messenger of light and love and truth and power and abundance in whatever way is true for you, in whatever way is meant to flow through you. It's interesting. I haven't shared a lot about it publicly, but some of you may know I'm a brand ambassador for a drinkable collagen and vegan skincare line that I'm obsessed with. And the drinkable collagen is about, in the US, it's like $225 for a month's supply. Do you know the amount of women who crumble over that thought of filling their body with $200 of, since I haven't spoken to anybody about it, under the age of 26, $225 of women over the age of 26 who need collagen in their bodies? Now, I have no issue with anybody who makes a personal choice and preference. What I am obsessed with is the fact that anyone I'm in conversation and talking to that thinks $225 is a lot of money. This is the baby money. This is a pathetic and puny amount of money number that this community and globally, we have got to get so much bigger, ladies. Like the amount of women that have said to me, I don't have $200 to spend on collagen. And the world's going to be saved by the Western woman. This is not about a judgment. This is about an invitation. I remember when $20, if I had $20 in my bank account, that I was flush. So I am not talking about being on a pedestal. I'm also talking about we've got to stop settling. We've got to stop playing small. We've got to stop being okay with barely enough. We must be the ones financially, energy-wise, time-wise, love-wise, fun-wise, all of it. We are meant to live in abundance in every area of our life. And that only is going to come from doing the internal work. Like that's what we've got to get. When you do the internal work, then you're guided to show up differently. There was an opportunity that literally came in for me today that was, I couldn't have thunk it up. Before 3 hours ago, I wouldn't have had any idea that this possibility would have existed, or for sure that it would have existed for me. And the only reason that I knew that I magnetically drew it to me was because this morning I made a decision to become unavailable for functioning at a certain level. And the decision moved from want to must. And so oftentimes, and we've talked about this through the years for those of you who've been on the journey with me for a while, that wanting doesn't do anything. If wanting would work, we'd all be skinny billionaires by now. Wanting does nothing. And then people would always say, well, Gina, how do I get it to a must? How do I get to a must? And before I would have always said, well, you just got to be passionate about it. It's got to be like your really deep desire. And I've learned more over the years, and I've evolved more. And now I have a more broad vocabulary for you. Getting to that place of non-negotiable, of not being available to struggle financially, not being available to have $200 sound like a lot of money to you, not being available to not do work that you love in the way that you love it with those that you love it. It comes from a lot of layers of the feminine arts that get you great at receiving. You know, there's this veil that lifts when you actually realize you have a choice. There were so many times in my career that I embarrassed myself because of ways I would react. And basically meaning like lash out, be a bitch, say mean things, you know, just all the low vibrational stuff. And over the years, I've analyzed that behavior in me, and I took a look at it. I was like, Gina, what was that about? Like, why couldn't you have just said, here, there's one person, I'm like, why couldn't you have just told that person, it's time for you to complete your time here, versus the way I said it, which we'll leave out for today, since we're all high vibe right now. I was like, why couldn't you say it cleanly, let alone say it in love? I didn't know I had a choice. Like this whole recovering good girl, codependency, lack of consciousness thing, like it's my company. I of course should have a choice who's on my team and who isn't, and whatever. It's my company. But the programming inside of me was that, like, I have to do things I don't like. I'm stuck with certain people. There's like, if something goes wrong, you yell at the person. Sicilian also. But anyways, the point is, like, there's just this programming that we don't realize until we do. And when we get into the feminine arts of higher level of consciousness, you get that you always have a choice. You have a choice with what money you have access to. You have a choice with what contribution and with how many you're going to be involved with. You have a choice in how you're going to show up in the world. You have a choice in how good you're willing to let life get. You have a choice right now to start to put into motion a future of your dreams that it lives at the level of epic. And when we queens wake up to remembering that we have a choice and learning how to make great decisions for ourselves, where we're creating non-negotiables, where we're setting boundaries, where we're communicating like a queen, where we're speaking the truth in love, where we're super clear on our desires, where we are fully owning for such a time as this what we are meant for, when we're opening up to the greatness and the bigness of God, when we have completely let go all smallness, all lack, all inferiority, all struggle, all constraint, all puniness, all money stories, all love stories, all body stories. That's a life worth living. And so getting into this place of surrounding yourself in a vortex where this is what's possible for you. The transforming of your mind is what will transform the living reality of your life. So that's why I'm so super passionate about this class, Own Your Throne. Whether this is your first time in it or your second time in it, I want to get you in it because I want women like us living these best lives and showing others how to do the same. So this is your royal opportunity, ladies. If you have not yet gotten yourself registered for this incredible 10-week course where you're going to get 10 weeks of, this is just 1 hour, you're going to get 2 hours of this every single week, and you can join me live on Zoom, or you can watch the audio or listen to the audio on your walk, whatever it is, just let it get into your bones and your body. Go to divineliving.com/own your throne. My team will put the link in the chat. Week 1, fall in love with your life and declare your non-negotiable desires. Week 2, master the skill of self-permission and never doubt yourself again. Week 3, become untriggerable and eliminate self-sabotage. Week 4, for such a time as this, what are you meant for? Week 5, get great at receiving and serving by making spirituality your superpower. Week 6, wake up to your truth by accessing your intuition. Week 7, the courage to communicate like a queen. Week 8, rewrite the hidden subconscious contracts that ruin your life. Week 9, strengthen your self-worth and live your unique purpose with confidence. Strengthen your self-worth, because everything's going to emanate from that. And week 10, live your legendary life using the feminine art of manifesting. So if you go to divineliving.com/own your throne, scroll down. It's a 10-week virtual course. You can do it from anywhere in the world. You'll get 2 hours of live calls with me, 1 hour of teaching, 1 hour of transformational coaching. It's going to change your life. It's the coaching, it's just life-changing. And the teaching's not bad itself either. You're going to get a welcome packet where I'm going to read about you and study you. I want you to know, like, you count and you matter here. This isn't just a group class. I read every single welcome packet. So I study you, your background, what you're here for. You're going to get a weekly workbook. You're going to get a weekly prayer and meditation to keep you on track. And you get registered right now, and you're going to get into the Facebook group and see all the other women who are in there. And you are going to get my A-List Accelerator, which is like a life cleanse to clear you out, to prepare you to receive all of this epicness. So you can do the pay in full option, $997, or you can do the monthly payment plan, $99 a month. You are not going to be disappointed by being in here. You're going to be disappointed if you do not change yourself from the inside. And this is the feminine spiritual way to do it from a queenly perspective. And then if you want the class plus the 3-day retreat, come join me in Santa Monica, November 9th through 11th. You'll see that option here. And for those of you that are craving a year-long vortex mastermind with really elite, incredible career women, come join me. You'll get the virtual course, you'll get the retreat, and you get the entire year mastermind. So those are the options. Go to divineliving.com/own-your-throne and get yourself registered. I want to share with you some of what people that went through the first course have said. So Afton said, I earned an additional 8K more than usual, and I believe it is from making space in my life, schedule, and energy. Like, this is a different way of doing life. An extra 8K came in. Who, drop in the chat if you'd like an extra 8K coming into your bank account today. How would that feel to you? Extra 8K. Sarah said, I signed 12K of copywriting work in the past 10 days. I mean, this is what happens when you change your inside. You draw tangible, real evidence opportunities to you. Leslie, she's like, hey, beautiful queens, remember me a couple of weeks ago traveling to meet an investor for Beauty for Real, her makeup company? Did that, and it happened. Hallelujah. Like, attracting an investor into her company. How would that feel for you? Sonia, I received 6 gigs to train and coach for an organization that uses performance, which I love. And I was also invited to write a chapter for a book, a collection of inspirational women's stories. Like, when you change your esteem of yourself, you do this work, you get great at receiving. These are the kinds of opportunities you're going to be receiving too. Gayleen, I took a leap and hired an IT professional to get my landing page working. Getting out of slave girl mentality and into receiving support. Hello. And Lena, I was invited to speak on big stages. My YouTube channel in Russian that's taking off parabolically. My relationship with my mom is better than I ever imagined. I was invited to be a part of an amazing charity work in the Ukraine. So everything from the mother story to the money story to the man story to what's my purpose story, you have an opportunity to, over 10 weeks, be supported, be cared for, be in this high vibrational group of incredible global women who are queens just like you. So I want you to go get yourself in, register for it. This is the last live opportunity. Those of you who were there last time, if you want to let them, give them a little sneak peek. What did you get out of it? And why do you recommend people come join us? I'm so passionate. For me, this isn't just another course. It's not just another sale. It's not another, like, anything other than, I know that I had a spiritual awakening. And it happened over the course of about a year and a half, where I let go of old ways of being. I let go of who I thought I had to be. I let go of doing things that I don't love. I stepped into the unknown and I didn't know what was going to be revealed. I was pretty sure God was going to meet me there. And as long as God was going to meet me there in the unknown, I knew I couldn't possibly be disappointed. And the same thing goes for you. Whatever state you're in, whatever world in between worlds you're living in, whatever stuck point, we're going to have this vortex together where you're going to step in even greater to the unknown, and God is already there. It's going to meet you there, and you're going to see the ways inside of you that you've been the one keeping, blocking, limiting God's abundance to come into your life, God's clarity to come into your life, the dazzle from the divine that you've been waiting for. It's only me, it's only you that's been blocking it. So getting great at being a queen, getting great at the feminine arts, getting great at the feminine art of receiving, it opens up the floodgates for your success, for your bigness, for your boldness, for your happiness. And this is what I am obsessed with, getting into the hearts and minds and bodies of women. I don't want women to think that they got to go hustle anymore. I don't want to think that you have to work harder. I don't want you to think that you have to do more. And I don't want you to be brainwashed by all the stuff out there that isn't in alignment with spiritual principle. I am not saying you're going to sit on your couch and eat chocolate all day. That's not the point of this. This is real, substantive devotion to the divine. And it's a whole different way of being. And it's a whole different way of living. And it's a whole different way of manifesting. And that is why I want you to come join me. That's why I want to be your mentor in this, to share everything that I've been cultivating my whole life, in particular the past year and a half. Because let me tell you, this stuff works. And I want it to work for you. And I want to read how you've gotten your breakthrough and your up level. And I want to get to know you more. And I want to see you on those coaching calls. And I want us to have real relationships. And I know it's over Zoom only for a time. The live stuff is going to start to come back in action more and more. But let's at least start this way. I tell you, there's a real intimacy that goes on in these calls where, I mean, usually not a dry eye in the house. There's a lot of laughter, there's some tears, there's definite breakthroughs, and there's a whole new evolved version of you that's waiting to emerge. So it'd be my joy and honor to be there on the journey with you. Get yourself registered, divineliving.com/own your throne. You pick whichever category is right for you. If you're not sure, just start with a virtual class. It is amazing. Amazing, amazing. And what's going to be amazing is you, me, and every other woman being there together for 10 weeks. And then if you want to join me for the retreat or the mastermind, you'll decide about that. The course, I'm telling you, it's the foundation for everything that I've been sharing here. It's what I now live by. It's what I thrive by. It's how I do life. And so if you want more of that in your life, come join me. It would be my great honor to be on the journey with you. Mwah. Thank you so much for being here over these last 3 days. Class starts on Tuesday, so get yourself registered, and I'll see you inside that Facebook group and inside the course. Lots of love, everyone. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.